Okay, what we have here is the 60Beat controller that is connected to an iPhone 4S, as it is in this case. I'm going to launch the Drone app, which has an option for the 60Beat controller, and I'm going to just, when it's connected, go fly. And the AR.Drone is actually down there in the grass, which is never the best place to take off. So I've got a pretty standard setup here with the thumbsticks right doing turn, right, left, up and down, the left being forwards, back, left, right, flight, and the 4 buttons on the left here being the flips that are now available. Now obviously the picture on the iPhone, all you got there is green grass, and that's because it's in the green grass. I'm going to take off, I'm putting this actually in my pocket because I'm going to fly totally by the 60Beat controller and what I can see. So it's start button, up she goes, cutting grass. Now this is the latest September 2012 version of firmware, which gives a great deal more stability in flight. But I'm just going to quickly go through a few basic things. So, as you can see, that's spinning to the right quite nicely. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I'm going to drive forward a little bit. There's a little bit of a crosswind coming from the right to the left, so it's going to drift a little bit to the left of the frame. So I'm going to have to keep making adjustments. In fact, if I start to the right, it'll give me a little bit more time to talk. Okay, I'm going to spin it to the left. Now, I'm doing this slightly cack-ended in front of the camera, and I know I actually was doing a little bit down at the same time. So hovering absolutely perfect. If I just go up, it goes up. If I go down, it goes down. What this lets you do is do combinations of things. So I can go down, diagonally right, so I can go down and spin, as you can see. So you can do multiple things, up and spin left, slowly. You can go up, down, left, right. So this really gives you full control. It means you've got to practice a little bit more, but you can do things that you couldn't do so easily on the touchscreen unless you really mastered the controls. And I never found I could really master those controls. Let me just do some of the flips I was telling you about. So I'm going to do a front flip. Now it climbs to do a flip a little bit safer. In fact, I probably wasn't low enough for you to see that, so I'm going to start lower. I'm going to do that front flip again. Here's the front flip. It climbs, there we go. And it was doing that, pointing the camera, so you might have seen those green lights. I'm now going to do a back flip, similar kind of thing. It will climb a bit. Okay, and there it is, pretty much in the same position. A little bit of crosswind. I'm going to do a left flip. Again, now this time it has actually drifted to the left, and there's the wind catching it going right again. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. Climbed a little bit for some reason. Slightly slopey grass, it's not totally flat where I am. I'm going to do a left, followed by a right. It's climbing a little bit. Let's just do that right again. Okay, keeps climbing a little bit on the right. Not sure whether that's an issue with the firmware. I'm just being a little bit unlucky with the wind, that it's catching it a lot more in one direction than the other. Because certainly I've got very stable hover flight. You can see it there. I'm going to bring it a little bit closer to the lens, to the camera. Bring it down as I do. I'll just raise it a little bit so it's not on the skyline. There we go. Just above the land you can see over there. So I'm going to show the red lights, and I'm going to do forward, climb and left. And that was quite a big sweeping circle. Now I'm only flying about 1.5 meters off the ground here. I'm going to climb a little bit higher. So I'm actually in the sky here. What I'm able to do that I couldn't really do before, using just the iPhone app, is do those kind of curving sweeps around things. whilst holding a controlled position where I can climb and or rise as I require in a controlled direction whilst going down. So I'm bringing it pretty close to the camera there. Okay. And I just wouldn't have been able to do that kind of control, or confidently that kind of control with an iPhone using my thumbs on a touchscreen. This really has got a level of control using both the app and the 60-beat controller that I just never had before. Now, of course, Parrot have done a fantastic version of their latest software, and that, don't get me wrong, it makes a heck of a difference. I'm going to roll right now. Okay, that's come back pretty much the same position. Lower it down a bit. I'm going to do another roll right. That's not bad. There is a crosswind. I'm going to roll left. It has moved a little bit to its left. It's facing the camera still. Bring it a little bit closer to us again. I'm going to bring it right down. So when I do a forward flip, it's going to climb. Here we go, forward. You just got that. And it's climbed probably maybe 2 feet on its own. I'm going to let it right down again. And I'm going to do a rear flip. I'm literally 2 foot off the ground here. So it's climbed a safe distance and has returned to about, I'd say 4.5 feet off the ground. So a lot more control, and being able to instantly just tap the button I want to do, the action, whilst I'm flying is really easy. You can just quickly pop your thumb over from the thumbstick to a button and do a on-demand flip. Bring it back, fly it around. Let's go back down here again. What I want to show you also is the ability to just side flips now. So if I, let's get it hovering, in fact you can't see the front positions, and if you're looking for the green LEDs, which is the telltale sign here, so I've got green on the front, red on the back. So I think you can see the 4 motors there. Let's look at the camera picture, you can. So I'm going to just slip to the right and slip to the left. Okay, that's pretty standard stuff. I'm now going to do a diagonal, so I'm going to do a forward left. And there's a nice diagonal movement that again I used to have problems with. I'm going to do a back right. And I'm now going to do a forward left while spinning. Which gives you a really nice motion. I'm now going to climb a little bit. Forward motion, climbing. And look at that kind of spinning you can do. I'm going to drop down a bit, keeping it in the frame. And that is what analog control is giving me. The kind of control and ability to do shapes in the sky that I just couldn't do. That you know a pro using the touchscreens can do it. I never really mastered it, whether my hands were too big, whether I just didn't put enough practice hours in flying. And I do a lot of static flight photographs. I like to photograph buildings primarily. So I'm not one of these stunt flyers. But I was finding a real challenge doing anything like what you're seeing the official Parrot AR videos. And now with 60-beat, I feel I'm able to do these kind of things. So I'm just going to show you again, flipping to the left. I'm going to do a little bit of forward, a little bit up, down, spinning, and a combination of the 3. Trying not to get myself too much as I'm coming back to the camera. I'm going to do swoops, quite low swoops in front of the camera. Okay, I'm going to lower it down a little bit, and then I'm going to do a right roll now, and now a left, and bring it down a little bit, and I'm going to do a front, and now a back. Now it really just climb a little bit for the back, but I'm not very far off the ground, maybe 20 meters at most. Let's go down a little bit, move the camera again. You can see there's a grass slope there, and I'm going to just fly off into the distance. No, just kidding. Okay, so I'm going to bring her back to the level I'm on, and I'm going to land her, and I hope that's given you a little bit of a feeling for what the 60Beat controller lets you do. And landing. That was a 2-foot drop to grass. I'm going to just lift the camera, and you're going to see it's right there beside me, all safe and sound on some grass. And just to give you a feeling for the slope that it was contending with here. Okay, there's a little bit of a wall here, and there's a bit of a slope, and then just to the right there, there's a nice flat grass area. That's water over there. So it was contending really well with the altitude, considering that there's and it's about a 3 meter slope. So it wasn't trivial. It was very challenging for the AR.Drone software, and it did it really well. And thanks to 60Beat, all that flying was on the 60Beat controller. I feel a lot more in control of my AR.Drone.